In this example, you and I will play the role of a pharmaceutical investigator and electronically assess the risk of a situation involving the dirty hold time of stoppers in a GMP facility. From the Risk Assessment main menu, we simply click on Create Risk Assessment Report. We will discuss looking up a risk assessment report a little later. The dashboard loads and we can now enter a description of the situation we are assessing for risk. In this example, let's assume that the dirty hold time for stoppers on the 4th floor has not been validated. We insert this detail accordingly and select the appropriate risk category from the drop-down. We use our professional judgment and select Compliance Issue as the category for this situation. Please note that our risk assessment has not yet been approved. This caption will automatically change later once our report is electronically endorsed. We can now move on to section 2A and add determination detail for our situation. We first select the frequency of this adverse event from the drop-down. In our situation involving a dirty hold time that has not been validated, we will select remote as the frequency because we believe that this type of situation will rarely occur. We can now add a rationale for our frequency selection. Next, we select the noticeability for the situation. In our judgment, we feel that this type of situation is easily noticed, so we select Easily Noticed from the drop-down and then enter a rationale for our selection. We can now move on to section 2B. Please note that at this time, the software has already compiled our responses so far and has given our situation a frequency noticeability index rating of insignificant. We continue to select an appropriate adverse event severity value. Using our judgment as pharmaceutical investigators, we believe that this situation deserves an adverse event severity value of moderate. So we select moderate from the drop-down and enter our rationale for this selection. Once we are done inputting this rationale, it is seen that the software has compiled all of our responses and calculated that this situation presents negligible risk to our processes and GMP product. Amazingly, all of this automated functionality occurs right from within Microsoft Word. We can now save our input and generate the report. A pop-up is displayed informing us of our report number and that the risk assessment is now ready to be endorsed. In this example, we will also log in and endorse the report. However, during live usage, supervisors or management will endorse the report from their own respective computer. To endorse, from the main menu, we click on Look up a risk assessment report. We highlight our report number and click Open this file. The dashboard again loads and we scroll down and click Endorse as Supervisor. A pop-up is then displayed prompting us for an electronic signature. Our report is now endorsed. At any time, endorsed reports can be viewed as Microsoft Word documents by clicking on Look up Risk Assessment Report and opening the endorsed report number. As we see, our electronic endorsement is at bottom.